Hey everyone, welcome to Data Millennials. I am Atul, and in this video we are going to discuss how we can apply or use current date and time function using calculated field in Looker or Google Data Studio. So as you can see here in my table, I have category wise total items sold and the date time column. But suppose what if we need to show a scorecard just like this, showing the total items sold as of today with the last updated date and time on our dashboard. So there might be a situation that you need to show on your dashboard that what time or what exact date and time your dashboard has been refreshed or it consists the data of. So as you can see over here, I'm showing that the data refresh is as of 30 December 2023, 6:39 p.m. and 56 seconds. The moment I'll refresh this dashboard or refresh the data, then you will see that this date and time will change. So this time has changed. So right now it has updated the time and showing that the backend data has been refreshed as of this time. Okay. So these kind of things, when you need to show on your dashboard, then this current date and time function is very useful. So in this video, we'll create a scorecard showing the date and time by which the dashboard has been refreshed, as well as we are going to create this table where we will be showing the exact date and time as of now based on your time zone if you want to include it over there as a sample example, and that we will be doing with the help of a calculated field. So before we use this function, let's understand the current date and time function first. So current date and time is a date function in Looker, and it returns the current date and time as of the specified or default time zone. So as you can see over here, the syntax is this, where current date and time is the function name and this time zone. So this time zone is the parameter or a single parameter you can say, which is optional, and it is a text field or an expression representing the time zone which you want to show on your report. This parameter is a string representation of the time zone which you want to use. And suppose if you do not use any time zone, if you have kept it blank, or if you have not specified the time zone, then Looker will take the default time zone which is UTC, and it will show the date and time based on the UTC time zone. So now let's go and create a calculated field with this function current date and time in this table, where we'll be showing the current date and time over here, and then we will have a column which will basically show on which date a particular category item were sold, and then we'll create this scorecard where we will be showing the exact time by which this dashboard has refreshed. So first of all, what I'm going to do is that I'm going to click on edit, and then I'm going to come on this new page. So if you want to add a page, then you can come over here on this page section and click on it. Then you will click on new page. The first thing to get a time is that you don't need even a data set on your report to use this current date and time function. So what I'm going to do is that I'm going to show you how we can use this function without any data first, and then I'll use data, this data which is over here. So you have category, quantity sold, unit price, date time column, and order type. So I'm going to use that data, and I'm going to create a table, and within that table we'll create a calculated field with the current date and time. Okay, so in order to add a scorecard, you have to click on add a chart. Then you can click on either any of these two scorecards. So let's, for the sake of simplicity, we'll take this scorecard and we'll put it over here. So by default, what this scorecard does is that it basically takes the count of the entire record that you will have in your data. So instead of that, what I'm going to do is that I'm going to remove this record count and I'm going to add a field. So this add a field option which you see over here is a sort of calculated field, but this calculated field is specifically used for this visualization visit. You cannot use that field which you create from here, add a field within this metric section. You cannot use that field in any other visualization visit. So you can say that it's a calculated field for a specific chart or table or graph or any visualization visit. So I'm going to click on add field, then I'm going to give the name saying that data refresh as of, and then I have to give the formula. So in this page 1 I had shown you the syntax, right? The syntax was quite simple. We have to give current date and time, and the moment I write CUR, you will see that you have two options, current date and then current date and time. So if I select this current date and time, then the first thing within this bracket, as you can see over here, it's saying that you have to give time zone, and it's an optional thing. So I can use any of the time zones. So right now I'm sitting in India, so I'm going to give the Indian time zone over here. So for me, the Indian time zone will be Asia/Kolkata, and let's click on apply. Now the funny part is that you have used this formula, but you're getting 1, and the reason being is that at the aggregation level you will see that you had, by default it has selected distinct count, right? Even though you had data type as date and time, what you need to do is that instead of this count distinct, you have to select max. The moment you will select max and click on apply, you will see that you have date and time over here. So let me go to style and take the label color as red. Let's keep it in middle, background as black. If I have taken the background as black, let's keep the label as white. So from top, let's keep it at 16. Okay, so now we have data refresh as of this date and this time. Now if I click on view, and if I click on these 3 dots and refresh data, you will see that this time will change. From 1853 it changed to 1854. So this is some sort of a confirmation to your user saying that yes, your report is getting refreshed correctly and data refresh is of this time, but this is not the actual data refresh because we have not added the data in the background. So the moment you refresh your data in your Looker dashboard, you will not find an incident where your data is not getting refreshed. It might take some time, but it will get refreshed, right? So it will go and read this entire data, and then your visualization visit will start reflecting the data on the graph or charts, right? So this scorecard fulfills your requirement, saying that okay, by what time this data refresh has been performed. Now the second thing that we are going to discuss, or you can say the second part of this video, is that we have to get this date and time function within a particular table. So I have this data over here where you have date and time column, which says basically on which date and time these items or these category items were sold and what was the quantity that was sold, right? So if I add a table over here, let's add a simple table. And within this simple table, you can see that by default, Looker has taken the dimension as category, metric as record count. And instead of this record count, if I take this quantity sold as my metric and date time column as a dimension, so you will have 3 fields over here. The first field is category, second field is date time column from your data, and the third field is quantity sold. And this is not a field, this is a metric, right? Now if you want to add a calculated field with the help of this current date and time function, then what you can do is that you can come over here in your data section, you can click on add a field, then click on add calculated field. The first thing that Looker will ask you is to give the field name. So I'm just going to give the field name as current date with time. And over here in this formula, I'm just gonna write current, and you will have this option current date and time. You just select this over here, And if I scroll down, then you have this save option, and then you can click on finish. And the moment I clicked on finish, you will see that you have a new column over here, says current date with time. If I take this current date with time field and put it over here as my new dimension, then you will see that all of these records are showing the current date and time, but you will see the difference over here. You have 30 December, 13, 27 and 49, while the current date and time over here was 18, 54, 21. And the difference is because over here we had used the time zone. I can show you this. We have used the time zone as Asia / Kolkata, and by default over here within this field, Looker has taken the UTC time zone. So I can come over here and click on this FX portion of current date and time. It will allow me to edit this calculated field, and within this bracket I can add the time zone. Then I can come down and click on update and then click on finish, and then you will see that you have the exact time which is present in your scorecard as well as this field. So this is how basically you can use current date and time in your Looker report with calculated field as well as other visualization wizard. Happy learning and see you in the next video.